Greetings everyone, thank you for this opportunity to be part of this great initiative. My name is Nosizo Zondo. I represent NEVER AGAIN Association based in Poland. I will be talking about the dangers of the far right and its influences on the masses as a whole. I'll just mention a few examples both on the national level and personal level. Before I go into that, I'll just like to give you a background on NEVER AGAIN Association. NEVER AGAIN Association was founded by Marcin Cormack with the main objectives of breaking silence and raising awareness of the problems of racism and xenophobia, building a movement against racism and discrimination, as well as eliminating or marginalizing racist, xenophobic, and anti-Semitic tendencies in various spheres of life. Since 1994, NEVER AGAIN produces regular publication of reports with in-depth analysis of hate crimes, extremism, and racist groups operating in Poland and in the rest of Europe. NEVER AGAIN closely monitors racism and discrimination on the ground. We have an extensive register of racist incidents and other xenophobic crimes committed in Poland in a report titled The Brown Book. Generally, majority of Polish people's behaviors is largely influenced by the far right and its policies. Secondly, people are not really accustomed to outsiders, especially people of color. Now recently there has been a great migration of people of different backgrounds to Poland, and you can see that it has come as a great shock for many, triggering many different reactions. For example, people ask you questions like, why are you in Poland and what are you doing in Poland? During the early days of the pandemic, Chinese people experienced hate because they were accused of bringing the virus to Poland. There was even a priest belonging to the Salesian order who said COVID-19 is God's punishment for living in the sin of homosexuality, and he added that Chinese people are dirty, eat bats, and dead fetuses. Also, minorities are largely attacked and blamed for spreading the virus, and there are numerous examples of hate speech and conspiracy theories about the pandemic being spread by the far right. In other cases, you will have people refused entry to the shops, and there are even reports of random attacks of homes of foreign nationals. For example, in Poznan, a Filipino national's home had its windows smashed. Professor Rafał Pankowski, co-author of NEVER AGAIN Association's Brown Book, once said, "The pandemic is fertile ground for dangerous growth of xenophobia and conspiracy theories," and he was right, because we see this every day. On a day-to-day basis, you see hatred all over the internet. For example, a colleague of mine was told to off and go back to his village when he responded to a Facebook advertisement about a car that he wanted to buy. I personally have been told numerous times when I tried to find accommodation for black students that next time I should mention in my response that I am black so they don't waste their time. There are also situations where black students are recruited for farm and factory jobs and they're not paid, or they get paid less than what was agreed on. And secondly, the living conditions in these workplaces are appalling. They live in different conditions compared to the Polish nationals. Foreigners are made to live in tiny small rooms in groups of 10 to 15, mixed both boys and girls, which is completely an inhumane way of treating people. Sometimes when you get inside the bus, you sit next to a Polish person, they will get up and go stand. Or if they come and sit next to you without realizing you're black, when they notice, they prefer to stand. Black women get insulted in the streets called black and they are told they are meant to be sex slaves. I would say, with all that in mind, it's important to acknowledge the need to educate people on oneness and working together to get social media platforms like Facebook and YouTube to uphold their promises of not tolerating hate speech. Just to quote Nelson Mandela, he said, "No one is born hating another person because of their skin color, background, or religion. People are taught to hate, and if they can be taught to hate, they can be taught to love, which comes more naturally than the opposite." Hope we can all work together. Thank you.